Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode. Hopefully, this time you can hear me. Um, let's see. Either Ravi or Seth, could one of you give the recap?
I don't mind doing it. Um, so recap from last time. We started out um, in the we started out in the tomb catacombs of Citadel Terrain. We had just defeated the two Emperor birds and were taking in the room. We then decided to tie up the two Emperor birds that were still alive due to Levis, um, and take them upstairs after not hearing anyone start to come after us after that minute-long fight and screaming and whatnot. Um, so yeah, on the way up, one of the birds dies. No one except Kagos knows how. Um, and Kagos suddenly acquires two brightly colored feathers. Um, anyway, so we go upstairs, and we're treating all our wounds and whatnot. Um, and we treat the wounds on the birds, uh, on the first bird, and we're just we're asking Levis why. He's not giving a good reason. Hal goes to check on the puppies. The puppies are missing. Uh, Hal investigates with Sophie and finds that the Warg mother had come back to collect her litter, um, but was facing off with Alec in the courtyard. Hal immediately jumps in while Sophie gets the others. Um, and while Sophie, and Alec fight the Warg, um, Levis is closing doors and Kagos finishes reading his book, um, and gets there right as the action ends. Um, and so uh, we actually do a really impressive job. 2 crits on the Warg, Sophie with the kill. And so I think we made some good progress with Alec on that fight. But then Hal immediately broke down crying afterwards, due to his own projected family issues onto this Warg family, along with the puppies. Afterwards, Hal was just sort of crying in the courtyard for a few minutes. Alec talked to the rest of the party about going back downstairs. Everyone was like, no, that's not a good idea. He was like, you guys are idiots and don't know what you're doing. I'm going. And he went. No one stopped him. And then we're resting, we're healing, a little bit of role play. Um, the next significant event is we decide that we need to go back. We need to go after Alec. We can't just abandon him down in the ruins of the keep. And so, but Levis won't leave this fucking bird. Um, and so we decide that we need to put the bird in the cages to the north, so that way it won't go anywhere while we're gone. Um, Levis picks up the bird. It starts screeching and pecking at his hands. And while he's carrying that bird 40 feet, he goes down due to the shock and the pain in his now lacerated hands. As the large bird runs back into the room, hops up onto a table, um, and is trying to free itself while Hal and Sophie are trying to figure out how to deal with this bird yet again. And it frees itself eventually. And that's where we left off.
Yes, that's exactly where we left off. Go ahead and help yourself to a hero point. Everyone else, reset to 1, and Levis, for persisting with the bird and creating this wonderful situation we have now, help yourself to another hero point.
Let's go.
And Sophie, you were very. Sophie's ready to fight. She has her bow out aimed at the bird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
There
I
was some
believe the condition
in between
was.
time while the bird was getting free.
Yes. And Sophie had like a reaction ready for if the bird got free to shoot.
Well, not if the bird got free, if the bird was hostile.
Oh, right.
Okay.
If tactile was the
Exact verbiage.
Yeah.
Are we in initiative?
No, the bird has pecked away at the restraints that were kind of tying its wings down. As the ropes fall free, it sort of flexes its wings, testing them out. And then it kind of eyes up Hal and locks eyes with Sophie. And then just turns around and starts looking at this arrow slit right there.
Al, I think it's time to let the bird go.
You know, this is a really sad moment, but I think we tried our best.
Good. You know, we can even tell Love is that. You're good at spinning tails, right?
It broke free of the rope. I don't have my rope. I have nothing to contain it with.
It tried to kill us. We barely got away, and we don't know where it is. Let's take it outside. Not touching that thing.
Yeah, so Hal's just gonna... I guess...
So is everyone just staring at the bird's butt at this point?
Yeah, just waiting for it to leave.
It's not moving.
Not moving?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Hal says, shoo, shoo. Go.
Hal, it turns around and screams at you.
God damn it.
Okay, Sophie is gonna approach it. Make any moves or anything?
As soon as you approach Sophie, it whips around to you and locks eyes on with you.
Okay. I try to beckon it forward.
How do you do that? You just like gesture with your hand?
I guess do I know what they eat?
You are not sure. You suspect that it's either omnivorous or it eats meat. But yeah, you're not entirely sure.
Okay. I guess I'll hold out a piece of dried meat for my rations. Just notice it.
Give me a nature check. It does notice it, and it takes the piece of food from your hand.
Okay. Then I'll have another piece out, and I'll try to lead it, holding the piece out.
Okay.
Follow.
Give me diplomacy. The bird starts to follow you.
Okay. And I will head towards the exit, or the hole in the wall, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'll drag you out.
Yeah. Oh, that's a wall. I see.
Yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, you are now outside with the bird. The minute, actually, before you even step outside, as soon as the bird sees this gaping hole in the wall, it kind of pauses at the threshold of the opening to the outside world. You can see that it's a little confused and kind of dazed by what it's seeing. It's almost like it's soaking in the sights of the great outdoors.
Oh, right.
And as it slowly comes back to itself, it stretches its wings one last time and takes flight.
So Sophie looks at the bird as it flies away, and I
Yeah,
guess
you
like
see the bird flying away this way, and it slowly disappears over the cliff.
I guess Sophie touches like one of her like face paint markings. I want to make her have like a cool thing she does with animals. Yeah, and she salutes it away.
Al yells from the window, "Good job, Sophie."
That thing was about. That thing could have killed us. It almost killed Levis.
Kagos, does he still have all his fingers?
On it. Did I make a medicine check?
What time of day is it?
I thought you did.
I think you did.
I did to stabilize you.
Stabilize, I think.
We did
Well, you had
treat
two-
wounds because we were in combat.
Well, you had 2 crafting checks.
Right, wasn't there like a whole thing
yeah,
of
that
treating
was
wounds
to
before?
administer first aid. That was just to stabilize you.
Right, but
Ah,
wasn't there like a whole treating wounds session right before combat kicked off with the bird?
Not on Levis, because Levis was near full health.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
right, yeah.
Playing with the bird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kagos. Oh, we forgot to include the fact that Kagos killed himself, right?
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
Kagos tried risky surgery on himself and stabbed an artery.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
We got a feat. Lets me do some damage to do more healing. Kagos tried it on himself and damaged himself to death before he killed himself.
It was
that
like
was fun.
it was a D8, right? And you rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Mhm. He was
so,
at a.
one of us, I can sit here and treat wounds. So, working on it.
You can
Okay.
count to 10, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 10. Okay. Crap.
Oh, also, for dealing with the Mother Warg last session, everyone gets this much experience.
Woo!
Right. Okay, man.
I will make a crafting check if we're going to take the 10 minutes.
Oh, walk in.
Okay, I'll take you back to the room.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure did.
Alright. So, we're going to sit here for an hour.
Yeah,
Amazing.
what time of day is it?
I honestly have lost track of time.
I think it's like before midday.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, we went,
Close.
hold on. We treated wounds. We went down. We came back up. We treated wounds. We treated wounds again.
hmm
So it is
That's
about midday.
3 hours.
yeah, I'm gonna say it's just an even 12 right now.
Just got up essentially.
Yeah, you got up like 4 hours ago.
Okay.
You know, guys,
Kind of bad. I don't. I might need to treat him again in a little bit.
you know, I was thinking about something Alec told me about how you have to live in order to tell the stories, you know.
Yeah. We can't go down there in this state.
Definitely not today. We should probably. You guys wanted to save those warg puppies, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we like take them to town or something?
There's 3 of them left. Did
Oh,
I'm like, cause I wasn't aware of the whole goings on with that.
Yeah, there's three left. They're just in the other room. I'm just going to point through that door. They're just resting right now. Well, maybe not anymore from all that screaming, but
Okay. We can take him to town. Who's gonna look after Levin because he's conscious?
Well, can we get him on the table and then I'll try to treat him again.
you grab his feet. I got his arms.
Put him to a table.
All right.
And I guess Hal and Sophie will work together to drag Levis onto a table.
Well, I need to figure out maybe, those birds. They're from the jungle, right? Maybe there's something in this book that might help. Cause I can't seem to treat him. It's not getting better.
Are you reading the
I'll sit
same?
down and start reading my book again.
Okay. Let's see. Let's roll.
I don't think those birds were poisonous, so I don't see why you would need to know anything else about them.
Well,
I don't.
I don't know. How
So
did
wait,
we
which
find
book are
this
you
in
reading
Hogwarts?
again?
The Uncommon Jungle Roots and Leaves.
Okay. You flip open the book to page 52. And you see that this chapter is titled The Mysteries of Licorice, Foul Tasting Yet Highly Effective. Do you wish to continue?
About licorice. Sure. I don't know anything about licorice.
Alright, you learn about licorice. You spend 20 minutes doing that.
At this point, I just wake up normally.
Wait, how long does it take to wake up?
I think you just stay unconscious until you manage a long rest.
Really? Oh. It's not like 1d4 hours like in D&D.
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure.
D&D
it's-
gives you a lot more HP to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just after sufficient time. I can decide. Okay, I will say after 30 minutes, Levis, you come back to 1 HP.
You spell licorice.
It had to been 30 minutes. Because I believe you said the him reading the book was 20 minutes.
Yeah, so basically by the time he's done reading, you come back to.
Okay, cool.
Do you find anything useful in that chapter, or?
No, but any of you heard of licorice?
That's like
Yeah,
a root, right?
Yeah, it describes it as tasting kind of good, but not good.
How can
Some
it
people
taste
like it.
good but
Some
not
people
good?
think it's the worst thing ever.
I think some people use it for medicine, but I've never had it as a flavor.
Maybe if we get some, I can put some in the my health potions instead of rotten
Ooh.
fruit.
Oh man, I love that.
Kind of like the rotten fruit though.
You know what? Let's
Gives it a
mix
bit of
things up. Let's try something new.
Oh,
Gives
we're
it a
definitely
bit of
opening a
kick.
tavern. You...
Hey, Levis, you're up. You're awake.
What happened? Where's the bird?
Oh, after it knocked you unconscious from. Oh my God! Look at your hands. I'm amazed you still have all 10 fingers there. But anyway, after that, it broke free of its spawns. It was rather impressive, the strength of this bird. It just snapped them like nothing. Like
Just
just
one
one
bird.
click of its beak and the bonds were broken. Like there was, and you could see the broken rope over there. Like
It definitely had some magic involved with it cutting the rope. There's no way it was breaking out of there by its own physical strength.
it was a sight to behold. You should have seen it. We were trying very hard to not hurt it and protect it for you, but that thing was very quick. It was surprisingly fast and surprisingly smart too. It figured that the only other open door in this room led somewhere that wasn't around us, you know. So it figured that out, and that led outside. And once outside, we couldn't keep up with it. Neither of us can fly, and it can, and it's gone. I'm sorry, but it's out there. It's still alive. Maybe one day you can find it again, and if the stars will it, you know.
Is that so? Levis looks down really sadly. He
Yeah.
just stares at his mangled hands.
What was your fortune today? We might find it sooner than later. I don't remember what you said your fortune was today.
I'm more worried about my hands right now.
Well, I just mean, did your fortune say we would, find the bird again?
That bird fortune was a long time ago.
Maybe another day.
Yeah,
You'll
another day.
get a fortune, and the bird might come back. You know, birds are pretty smart. It might remember you and come back for you.
That's the dream. That's the dream. As I just stare at my hands some more.
Let's fix up your hands. That you lost a lot of blood through your hands. I didn't realize you could lose that much blood just through your hands.
I'm wondering the same as well. But so I'm assuming I have to wait until I can heal myself.
None of us can do anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I can't magic it, but
The health potions.
I only have one. What if we get in another fight?
You're right. We do plan on going downstairs today, right?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay. No, that's fair. We did just fight a giant wolf.
And two giant birds twice.
Yeah. Twice.
I also
Twice.
really think if you guys want to save the puppies, we should take them back to town.
Didn't Alec
It takes.
say that if we bring these puppies to town, they would either run them out or kill them? They're
They
not
probably would do
well
that.
regarded there.
Yeah, Alex kind of a hard ass. So, there might be nicer people in town.
Anyone give me a society check. Just one, though.
Okay, who's the best?
I mean, Sophie, you're from town.
I have a
might
plus
be the
5.
best. Yeah, I have +5 too.
But
I mean, it would.
lore-wise,
I-
it'd be better for you to do it.
Sophie, yeah.
All right, let's do it. Okay. It
The
works
dice
out.
like the lore.
Yeah.
They do.
Sophie, you know that Breach Hill and the surrounding areas has had a bad history with wargs. In fact, wargs have been responsible for a large number of, well, not a large number, a decent number of town's children disappearing, as well as some beloved pets. These children have sometimes been found alive, although in a very traumatized state, but a couple have been unfortunately found in a less alive state, more in a bonesy state. The pets were never recovered. So you sense that the townsfolk will not welcome wars back with open arms.
There's a real bad war problem here. They come into town and they take kids, they take pets, and sometimes we find the bodies, sometimes we don't, and even fewer times they're alive but they're not well. They're absolutely gonna kill those warriors.
Then what
We need to bring them in secretly.
But how will they live in secret in the town? The goblins care about the warriors.
I wouldn't trust the
Like water.
goblins.
I mean,
Or Skagos.
they would probably take them, but like they couldn't handle one bear, apparently. They talked about. I don't know if they'll be able to handle 3 wargs.
What about that bookkeeper guy? Didn't you say they enjoyed collecting strange oddities?
I also think they're involved with a cult.
Maybe. They
Talking
might
about
be.
Vaz?
Vaz.
Vaz. Yes.
Really?
Would you
We don't even know where he is.
She.
would you consider wargs strange oddities?
Maybe wargs.
Well, they're pretty common around here.
Orphaned
Uncommon.
baby wargs.
They're not exactly strange, I'd say. You see them often.
These are orphaned baby wargs.
I don't
Do I?
know how much that'll change. Thing.
Untapped potential.
I mean, there's nobody in town that's like kind of shady that likes trading in exotic animals.
Do we want to give a shady person?
Are you asking about an animal trafficker?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like.
I don't know if we want to go to that route. Just yet.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I've been described as kind of, well, gross. It's kind of like shady.
You think we could convince the mayor that these wargs are worth keeping?
I don't think we could convince the mayor. It would give them a really bad reputation, considering a lot of the townspeople have lost children to wargs. If the mayor also kept wargs,
I mean,
We're
maybe they could-
heroes.
we did one task.
maybe
We're
they could-
heroes of Breach Hill. We are the heroes of Breach Hill, my friends. We have done nothing but help these people since the first day we came to town.
I think we'll need to do more than just one to convince people.
Yeah.
I mean,
But if what
Wait.
Sophie says is true.
But we just let nature decide, and we just leave them out in the wild.
No, that's the worst idea.
they're puppies. They will definitely die.
Well,
Now
you
they
know,
don't
some-
even have a mother. Like,
Some animals learn without parents. Spiders, like, sometimes they eat their parents. I don't know how it is for wargs. I haven't studied wargs, but they might be able to survive.
can Hal make a nature check to...
Sure.
Does he think the wargs can survive on their own at this point?
Let's see that nature check.
Yeah, I kind of think with the right spin, though, we could take them back to town.
So Hal, you know that wargs have a similar growth pattern to humans. Given their intelligence, they tend to start off in a very vulnerable state, and as they learn more about the world, they acquire the skills needed to survive.
No, they need someone to teach them.
It was. I wanted to. Maybe if we convince them. You know how like the guard sometimes has dogs that help them, like fight. I mean, isn't a warg
Mhm.
better at fighting?
But would a warg be trainable? You can't tame a. You can hardly tame a wolf. Do you think you could tame a warg?
I mean, they're smart enough.
But a person is smart. Like, you know, a bad person is smart, and you can't really tame bad people.
I mean,
Well, that's because they're bad.
Wait. Why do we put them in? I mean, some people get out of prison. You know, that's we're trying to tame them, right?
Wait, I feel like
I disagree with the prison system on a personal basis.
I mean, like, some people go into prison and then they come out and they're nicer.
I feel like
Okay.
this is a different scenario that we're talking about.
What does this have to do with wargs?
Well,
I feel like we've strayed from the original.
Well, no, if
problem.
somebody trains them right, maybe they don't have to be evil.
But that's okay. But people think about like they can tame wild wolves and like cougars, but you can't. Even though they seem friendly, they can attack at any moment, and it's more dangerous.
Smart. Like wargs are smart. Maybe
But
that's
they're
enough.
inherently bad.
Has anybody ever
inherently bad.
tried?
What do we know about wargs? I think is what we're trying to get at.
They're bad.
Sophie, nature.
Yeah.
Okay, 20. Most wild animals, or most wild wargs, rather, tend to have an evil predisposition. No one really knows why they tend to the evil side. Maybe it's survival of the fittest, and when you're smart and strong and a carnivore, you tend towards that side of the spectrum. It might just be their nature. What you do know is that in the world in general, animals aren't inherently evil. Something normally turns them evil if that's how they've ended up.
Okay, that actually changes my opinion slightly.
Nice.
Only monsters are evil.
It'd be really hard to tame. And it could be dangerous if we gave them to someone who isn't equipped to deal with it.
Well, this one time I saw a circus come through and there was a lion tamer. Maybe we could find someone like that.
Might be the best thing. Someone who tames wild animals as a profession.
Do you know anyone like that though?
Do I?
No.
Do any of us?
One second.
One that tames wild animals? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, none of you would know anyone of that. Yeah, that tames wild animals. I mean,
it's
Sophie
that.
is the closest this party knows to a wild animal tamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can hardly tame like that. I think we should just hang on to it for now until we can find someone suitable.
I think we should ask the mayor.
We can mention it, but let's not bring them into town.
Where are we going to keep them then? We can't keep them alone in this castle.
I mean, if the goblins found them, they would probably eat them.
They look. Do you think they could pass as dogs or like puppies?
These wolf puppies.
How distinct are wargs at this stage in their life cycle?
With a certain amount of tinkering and successful disguising, they might be able to pass as wolf puppies.
Okay. Bring them to town.
Okay.
Let's disguise them as puppies.
Mhm.
Hagos, do you know how to make that happen? We can make like leashes
Not
for them, I guess.
Really?
Could you make
I
leashes
can
and
make a
collars?
collar and leash. I might be able to do something like that.
think
I
that's
mean,
the
at
best.
least some ropes to go around their necks.
Oh, you don't want to tie it around their necks because that could strain their throat. You want to make like a little harness go around there.
Okay, I'll make fancy harnesses. Okay.
Out of what?
No, it's not fair. It's fancy by Kagos, so that means it's more than around their neck.
Just like rope, like,
Just-
in the
just
castle, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's the rope right here that the bird pecked through.
That's true. That's true.
And maybe we could just like, get them really muddy.
Hmm.
You know how
they
dogs
can't
sometimes
tell.
jump in mud? Yeah, and then they can't tell.
And
You're
no
right.
one mentioned the wargs.
Wargs? You mean wolves?
Wolves. They're wolf hybrids. You know,
Just-
they're part wolf.
Okay.
We'll just tell them they're wolves. They're orphaned wolves, and we felt bad, and
Mhm.
we want to find
And we're
someone
trying-
that can take care of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Somewhere with a lot of love. And plenty of
Well.
attention.
Attention. So.
Okay, so what's the plan?
I guess I'll start doing the preparations.
I will
Make it
help
now.
Kagos as however he can.
Make a little X harness somehow, tie knots
guess-
that are in an X.
Sophie will try to like comb their hair to make them look more domesticated.
I mean, I think we just throw them in some mud.
Oh yeah, wait, that's also a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Well, they're
we'll-
already pretty dirty.
I
Like,
mean, like covered in mud.
So he's gonna try to find a mud
Oh.
puddle for them to stay in.
A more wild look.
okay.
Yeah, like they just got done finished playing in a mud puddle. That
Okay.
should work.
Okay.
This is just to get them into town. Once they're in town and everyone accepts them as wolf puppies, then it doesn't matter. Until a few years later. Then we'll have to come back.
And make sure we didn't cause a mess.
So, a future problem.
Yes.
But if they grow up and they're evil, like I don't care if the town kills them then. I just don't want to kill puppies.
Could be
Okay.
tamed. Some lines are tamed. I think.
So I don't. We can
Okay.
change if you want. In a couple years.
So I'll say you guys spend about 30 minutes doing all of this, prepping the pups, finding the mud, tying the harnesses together. And now you have 3 harnessed warg puppies. Do they have leashes attached to the harness, or are they just harnessed?
I was thinking it's like all in one kind of deal.
Okay. How long are the
Like
leashes?
the harnesses are just literally just like 2 loops of knots, basically.
I see. How long are you keeping their leashes?
I think like. 10
How much
feet.
rope do we even have?
I guess like 4 feet, 5 feet, not very long.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be long.
Got it. Okay. So, what now?
Should we leave a note for Alec in case he comes back? Or are we going down there? Well, we're not going down there now.
Yeah.
I guess we should. He did leave a note for us.
He did.
Do you want to leave the note, Hal? I mean, I noticed, he seems to like you.
You really think so?
Well, and you kind of broke down and cried. I don't know if that helped.
Yeah. It wasn't a good fight for me. It was just a very emotional fight. Could someone else write the note? I got something in my eye.
I would love to, but I shouldn't be holding anything right now.
Want me to write it, Kagos?
Yeah, I don't know what I would say.
Okay, so Sophie's gonna say, when in the town, we'll be back soon. Not gonna mention the word puppies.
That's it? Okay. could you actually drop that into the chat?
Okay.
All right, and I take it with that everyone is just leaving.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, we've had enough time that Levis can try to heal himself.
Yeah, we
Unless-
might want to do one more treat wound session on everyone before.
Kagos will do it on himself.
I will do it on myself.
Yay!
Uh,
course.
Success.
there's
Critical
wounds,
success.
Crit success.
Oh yeah.
And there's medicine.
Kagos gets 4d8.
Oh, come
That's-
on!
That's unfortunate. That's what that is.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Wait,
Kagos is now almost full health.
Dang.
Levis, make sure you don't trip and fall.
Yep. I'm gonna be far back.
You guys, mind patching me and Sophie up just real quick too, right before we shove off.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll grab Hal.
Alright, Sophie, come here.
Alright,
Let's see
alright.
what I can do. Hopefully, a lot better than me. Wow, that's so much better.
Oh.
Kagos
I got
pulls
the
out
party
his
screen.
trusty scalpel. Now do it.
How much do I get?
Like treat my wounds? Yeah, you can treat my wounds. Or you?
Yep.
5
Take
HP.
5 damage.
Oh, cool.
No, you take 2 damage.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
2
5
damage.
is for what Sophie got healed by.
Okay.
And then I need to add the circumstance bonus.
Levis, I feel
Why did you-
obliged to mention that you have hero points.
Well, I
I'm just saying you're at 1
it's already
HP.
done.
Okay.
It's already done.
Alright.
I can't do
Yeah,
anything about
too
it.
late.
I'm honorable. If I die, well,
Alright, so you get
it's what fate decided for me.
Feel like you had control of your fate there, picking up the bird.
You know, I thought I
you
did
get
too,
back.
only for it to be cruelly ripped away from me.
Oh wow, I'm at full HP now. Thank you.
Yeah, what now?
Oh wow, that.
I'm getting better with this thing.
Yeah, you did stab an artery this time.
Oh, it's 58. Oh, wow.
Okay. How do you guys exit the castle? Which exit do you take?
It's the front door.
Front door has the goblin docks.
Oh, right.
Kagos
Where did we
kinda
leave
forgot
from
about
last
the
time?
goblin dogs. God,
From here last time, right?
I mean,
I guess.
like, if we're just trying to leave, like, isn't that the closest exit?
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, just the hole in the wall?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's just rip everyone out. And are you letting the warg puppies walk or is someone carrying them?
Oh, I was.
Uh,
I thought we were out front.
Oh,
Are
in the
they-
front? Okay.
Are they
We-
like awake or are they?
I mean, you've been messing around with them, so they woke up during that whole thing.
Okay.
Like tying the
Puppies,
harnesses
we
and
can carry
whatnot.
them.
Yeah.
We can carry 'em for the most part, yeah.
If they,
Okay.
unless they like show that they wanna like walk, then.
Well, I mean, they are just kind of dumbly staring at all of you, taking in what's going on, and like occasionally like nibbling on someone's fingers.
All right. So then, yeah,
Carry 'em.
we'll carry them.
Maybe Levis
Okay.
should carry.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the back, if you guys don't mind.
I might bite your hand.
Levis, I don't think you can carry these puppies, by the way. I don't think that's possible.
I'm not planning to.
So wait, I didn't catch that actually. Was that the hole in the wall or the front door? Which way do you guys want to go out?
Isn't there a hole right here?
Yeah, the front hole in the wall.
Oh, the front hole. Okay. Well, I mean, you guys aren't gonna fit there, so I'm gonna move you to the front of the castle.
Oh, again,
Okay.
I guess
Yeah.
just a whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're just walking back to Breach Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, hope so.
Okay. In that case, we're going to switch to exploration mode. This is, as you know by now, it takes about 3 to 4 hours to get to Breach Hill, just depending on how fast you walk. What's everyone talking about on the way back?
So, how exactly are we gonna talk about the wargs?
Not wargs, wolves.
Wolves.
The
Sorry.
wolves.
Sorry.
Wolves. I mean,
These
what do you
poor
want?
baby orphaned wolves that we happened to come across while walking back to town.
They were abandoned.
Does it
They
have to
seem
be a
docile.
secret that we orphaned them?
Yes.
Hal starts tearing up as Kagos asks that question.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Okay.
You know, they're nice. They're nice enough. They haven't hurt anyone. Might be part dog. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we're looking for someone to take them in.
What
who
if
has experience?
there's nobody?
At least just for a little bit while we figure.
We don't have to, take them in permanently. We just take care, feed them while we find them better homes.
Yeah.
Because we feel bad because they're orphaned.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll do all the talking.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh.
so you guys walk down the hill. You walk past your old campsite, and you start to walk into the more forested, base surrounding the hill. You're kind of passively like looking around, seeing what's in the way, trying to make sure you don't walk into a tree. Um, could everyone give me secret perception checks? Oh,
Is a blind GM.
wait, did that not?
nope.
Okay. Oh, I didn't hit the I. Okay. Well. Yeah.
Sophie, I can let you re-roll that if you want, since it wasn't private.
I mean, I do.
Okay. Hal, Kagos, Sophie. The three of you are just looking around, and you see, oh, it's a really beautiful day, There's hardly a cloud in the sky, but it's still not too warm. There's a nice light breeze through the air. It couldn't be a better day. But, perfectly normal. Levis, you also notice it's a beautiful day, but maybe it's the pain in your hand causing you to hallucinate, maybe it's just this deep desire to see something, but you do notice among the trees a very faint shimmer of what might be iridescent blue before it disappears.
Did anyone see that?
What?
There was
What?
a shimmer
The bush?
in the trees.
Shimmer in the trees?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Feeling okay? Let me
Yeah. Of course.
check your temperature.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just drink that potion. Just.
I'm okay. It's just that I saw a shimmer. It looked
Can you describe it more?
iridescent blue. It was a beautiful sight, but only faintly.
Like-
It disappeared quickly.
Blue like the bird
Was the bird blue? I thought it was green.
It was a mixture of colors, but it went on the spectrum from blue all the way to red.
Pull
Ah.
out some tail feathers.
Yeah.
Why do you
I mean,
have
were
those?
they
Oh.
did it look kind of like this?
So some of your
I
tail
took 'em
feathers.
From the dead one.
Why do you tell me that now?
You watched me do it. Didn't I ask permission?
No.
After
No
it
one
died-
actually noticed you did that.
Yeah.
No, after it
Oh.
died, I took more.
Oh.
No, you took the bird somewhere else, remember? And you told Sophie that if it would be cool, not me. This
Oh,
guy.
I mean, I took it off the one that died.
Oh yeah, you did do that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
forgot
after
it's
it was
11.
dead.
Why?
Yeah, this was right
Oh,
before I
that
was going to go feed it to the puppies.
Mhm.
I was trying not to lie, but I totally just lied. So.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So well, if someone's trying to contest that, it'll be perception.
I mean, I'm more in shock of him not telling me earlier. So I don't really care what else is going on.
Sorry. Yeah, I took them. But did it look like this? I'll walk to the tree line and start. Feathers around.
Did it have the same shimmering iridescent blue?
A couple of the feathers seem to reflect the light in a very similar way.
Something similar to that. Yeah.
Maybe the stars have aligned and you'll get your bird back sooner than you think.
Could be a sign.
But is that something I want to do right now, though?
In this state, no.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
As much as I would love to find the bird again, I think 2 stupid things in one day is too much. I'll give myself leeway for one, but only one.
do you want to try and scare it away, or just keep walking?
Let's all keep a closer eye out, but
Okay.
let's keep walking.
Okay, everyone keeps walking. You slowly and eventually clear the trees. You emerge near the stream. That kind of leads towards Breach Hill, and you start walking along that. And by by late afternoon, the town of Breach Hill is once again in sight. You walk up to the northern entrance and walk into town. A couple of the guards standing by the gate. They know you by now. They wave at you. They acknowledge the puppies, kind of just sitting or being carried. But they don't say anything about them.
I give a thumbs up to everyone.
Okay,
Found
so
some baby wolves.
I go, sir. No need to.
No, it was good.
they don't seem to have heard Chicago's.
That's a good sign.
Okay.
Follow our
Where-
lead, all right?
So what's
So,
everyone doing?
What are we doing now? I don't think we discussed that.
Find somewhere to
Mhm.
hold these wolves.
Like
Where-
someplace that, yeah,
Yeah, where would we go for that? City Hall?
I guess like a stable maybe.
I mean, City
like
Hall. Wouldn't the
Do
people
any of
there-
the inns around here accept pets?
Sophie would be the only person to know. Sophie, could you give me society?
Okay.
So, Sophie, you do remember that Wizard's Grace has a friendly cat that tends to hang around and keep the rats away. Um, but you aren't sure how they would um, how they would react to three very muddy, very dirty, very wild wolves showing up. But you do know that they already have a pet, so
Okay. Well, there's a cat at Wizard's Grace, but I don't know how it would interact with the puppies, especially since, they're not exactly dogs.
I was kind of thinking, do the guards ever use dogs?
Like a kennel.
You know, like,
Yeah, do they?
they do not.
They do not.
So you also know. So Wizard's Grace is one of the inns in town. There's also the Great Dream House, which, while primarily a monastery like establishment, also does allow people to stay, but they are a monastery, primarily a house of worship. So uh, take that as you will. There's also. There's also the Pickled Ear, which is a dive bar and a tavern that the locals really like to visit. The proprietor, Roxy Den, is known to take a liking to dogs, but that is not an inn. That is just a tavern. What else do we have? What else do we have?
Aiden's Keg, a tavern.
Caden's Keg is a tavern, yes. It's a very well kept tavern. One might say that's where the elite tend to hang out. It also doubles as a temple for Kalen, who is the accidental god.
Um. Okay, so we can take them. I think our best options are the Great Dream House or Wizard's Grace.
I mean, what about a tavern? We could talk to people.
We could,
See if
Someone
any of
might-
them.
yeah, have some extra space at their house.
Maybe.
Maybe. It could work.
Okay, so which tavern?
And you said the owner of the Pickled Ear was partial to dogs, so
It's more of a fancy establishment, so I'm not sure if they'd like us bringing in muddy puppies, but we can
Oh,
try it.
Pickled Ear wasn't the fancy one.
Oh,
Pickled
oh,
Ear is
okay.
where the locals like to hang out.
Gotcha. Sure,
and
let's
we
go to
just
Pickled
need to
Ear.
talk to the owner. We don't even need to talk to anyone else.
Yeah.
True.
Might as well not get too complicated with this.
I mean, there's got to be someone that keeps a lot of dogs. There's always someone that keeps a lot of dogs in a town.
So
No,
do
there's always
you-
someone who keeps a lot of cats in a town, not always someone who keeps a lot of dogs.
Is there anyone
Or
like that
Well-
that you know?
I've only ever lived in one town. There was somebody with a lot of dogs. So
No, like
You live in a weird town.
What about are there like people who like are shepherds and would have like jeep dog or sheep?
Shepherds don't tend to stay within the city. They tend to be on the more expansive farms somewhere in the
I don't think they
outskirts.
would like wolves either. That's kind of the whole
Oh,
point
yeah.
of them
Oh,
keeping
right.
dogs.
Yeah. No, that wouldn't go over well. Okay, yeah, let's go to the Pickled Ear.
Oh.
Do you know the owner or anything, or just know of them? Are you friends with them?
Sophie, you aren't too familiar with Roxy.
I've seen her a couple times. Her name's Roxy, but it's been a while since I've been there. It could work.
Okay. Well, let's go.
I'll do the talking then. Don't worry,
Okay.
I got this.
Um.
Oh boy.
Okay. Before we actually enter the place, Hal, have yourself to a single guidance. Might as well keep using
The
those.
duration is 6 seconds.
Oh. Yeah, do it right before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like before we enter.
Oh, okay.
6 seconds. All right, better be a good hello.
Okay.
I mean, I can't really cast like mid sentence as Hal is speaking. That'll be kind of weird.
Do it, like,
Okay.
right before we-
Yeah.
I think there is an action to make an entrance. Or
Yes,
something
there
like
is.
that.
Make an impression.
It is make an impression, but I am more than happy to treat that as make an entrance.
I would like to make an entrance.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's see.
Please tell me there's swinging doors.
With at
There
least
are
opening-
swinging doors.
Yes. So it seems that from the description of make an impression, it's a diplomacy check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hal is going to swing open the doors and yell out, the heroes of Breach Hill have returned triumphant. And that's going to be the entrance, I think.
Okay. Let's see that. Let's see that diplomacy.
Do that, and then a +1 circumstance from guidance, right?
Yep.
Okay. Roll. I would like to remember a heroic action.
I'm sure you do.
This, the heroic, the heroic moment that I would like to remember is, just that really nice hit on the Warg Mother. Even though it hurt my soul, it was such a nice hit, just well placed, right in her Achilles. Like set up Sophie for that final shot really nicely because she flung her head back afterwards to give a clear target. It was great. In any other situation, it would be so I'd be talking about that for days. But I'm just using it as inspiration for right now.
All right.
Boy.
+1 and roll. Come on.
Oh.
Hal, you push open the doors and announce the heroes of Breach Hill have returned. It's late afternoon, the sun is kind of setting behind you, and the sun perfectly aligns with the back of your head so that there's this like very nice haloing effect around you. It's almost like a very imposing silhouette has walked in the door, and you hear all conversation just stop as people take in this outline of a figure standing in the door. And as you walk in, recognition hits the eyes of most of the townsfolk there. They remember you from your heroic actions pulling people out during the Great Fire that ravaged the town hall merely a few days ago. They remember Greta giving your party the task of finding out what was going on in Breach Hill, and they remember Greta announcing to the town but a day ago that all of you had been successful and had captured the fugitive Calmon and brought him back to face justice in Breach Hill. And you hear this round of applause go around through the tavern as people really seem happy to see you. The proprietor, Roxy Den, walks up and kind of clasps you on the shoulder and says, "Welcome, welcome. It's really an honor to have you in my establishment right now. Please let me find you a table." And yeah, this is also what Roxy looks like.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
That was quite the entrance.
Hal, you did it.
No, Roxy, why don't you find us that table, why didn't you sit down? We've got something that we'd like to ask you about.
I would love to join you, but business is a little busy at the moment. Why don't I get you something to drink? First round is on me. And
You're
if
too
you're
kind.
yeah, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you, but once things have died down a little bit.
Of course. You run your business.
So yeah, Roxy takes you over to a table and asks everyone what they would like to have.
A nice ale for me to numb the pain on my hands.
Oh my god, you poor thing. I just noticed your... Oh, that's not good, that's not good. And
Your
she
strongest
signals...
ale, please.
Yeah,
Really
she's
strong.
like, I will get you that ale, but first we should take care of that. And she waves over one of the other serving people. This person brings warm water and bandages and starts tending to your hands.
Thank you. I was planning on doing it myself, but
You gain...
any help would be great.
Well, that's
One
unfortunate,
HP.
but you gain 1 HP.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. I feel better already. As blood oozes from the bandages.
I mean, now that we're in town, you could, drink his potion. I don't think. I mean, we're getting drunk. We're not going anywhere tonight.
Well,
right?
I'm rather hoping the strong ale would do the job.
Speaking of it, what's everyone else having?
Sophie's gonna order like local wine that she knows of, I guess.
Okay.
She's gonna ask them to put strawberries in it.
House
Felt
wine with
really-
strawberries.
Yeah, it's all that in real life.
Just order a double whiskey. Maybe a
Okay.
tri-
A triple whiskey. Isn't that going to be a little much for you, small guy?
I don't get drunk very easily. It takes a lot.
Well, as long as you are going to be able to leave without puking, I'm fine with that.
I mean, I don't usually puke after I, get drunk.
Fair enough. I'm not too familiar with the goblin's constitution, though. But if 3 shots won't mess you up right away, I mean, you seem like a pretty fun person to go drinking with.
Sure.
Oh, Congress. You gotta get out more.
Hal, what are you having?
What would you recommend for a hero of my stature?
Well, we did crack open this wonderful new barrel of rum. I just sampled it myself this morning, and I have to say it's aged very nicely. It's perfectly spiced. It's picked up the oak from the barrel, and
You
it's been
don't say.
sitting. Yeah, it's been sitting in my cellar for over a year now. So, I say it's about time.
Well then, let's get a round of that.
It is. And Roxy walks away. The person who was tending Levis also. She was a little nervous. She didn't do a very good job, and she kind of smiles sheepishly as she picks up the water and the bandages and walks away. Levis, your hands are still in a very dismal state.
It's okay. You did a lot better than me. Thank you.
So is anyone going to do anything while the drinks are on the way?
How many like people are in the tavern?
The tavern is absolutely packed. In fact, it looks like the four of you got the last free table in the tavern, which means there are about 20 to 25 people in the tavern right now. It's a small tavern. It's not like Wizard's Grace, which is like a full-on inn, you know, with like restaurants and whatnot. This is more akin to a dive bar.
Okay.
And you do notice that occasionally there are people who kind of shoot glances towards your table and quickly look away once they notice that you're also looking at them.
What
I
are
was
these
just
people look like?
smiling and waving to everyone who he catches.
How you do it, Hal? Like short and simple, not a lot of embellishing. In fact, no embellishing.
I mean, there's only so much that you could say in an entrance.
Exactly, you nailed it.
So what are the people like who are staring at us look like? Like, did they seem like, you know, normal tavern goers?
Yeah, they all just seem like
Stand
townsfolk.
Okay.
It's the end of a busy day and people are just here to unwind.
No one who looks like a circus like owner, right?
You don't make out anyone who might be a circus performer. What does that even look like?
Yeah,
Just
an
don't
acrobat?
know.
They might be dressed in fancy clothes. to get
Yeah,
pictures,
no one is dressed like they
but,
belong
like,
in a
not
circus.
good fancy clothes. Just bright color.
a ringleader like outfit.
Is there a bard or anything in this tavern?
Roll perception. In secret. You don't see any bard. Or anyone you might think is a bard.
Damn it.
Did you want them to sing about us?
You know, it really helps when you tell a story to have music going on in the background. Do any of you play anything? Do you have anything with you?
No.
We can
I
say
could read you
I mean-
your fortune if you want that.
I've seen this
That's about it.
trick. I'll be right back.
Oh.
I'll just go out and get a piece of grass. I'll come back and poorly attempt to try to make it whistle.
Kyle goes, is there performance? I hope there's performance.
Just
There is
performance.
performance.
Please roll performance, Kyle goes.
-2 in it.
Oh,
Yes.
Kagos, as you are blowing on this piece of grass, it's not going well. Like, it's barely flopping, and you're honestly like it's half blowing, half spinning, and it's getting wetter and wetter, and it's just like falling more and more limp the harder you try. And as you are doing this, Roxy appears, drinks in hand, and kind of looks at you quizzically.
I was trying to make music. Not very good at it.
You know, there's some. I have something that might help with that, and gives you your triple shot of whiskey. And then she hands out everyone's drinks to everyone else.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, how I thought I could, make music.
You know what? It's
I've seen people do it. They're pretty good at it. I just can't. I'll down my shot. a triple shot. It takes a while to drink it.
So, because it's a triple shot, I would like
Yeah.
you to roll 3, not Constitution,
Virtue.
uh, Fortitude,
Reflex?
Fortitude checks.
Oh, fortitude.
Still get my poison and iron gut bonuses,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Okay, first
Cool.
one's all good. Okay. Ooh. On that last one, you start to feel a little something. It's like it's a sensation in your head that you're honestly not very familiar with. Things are a little woozy.
Ooh. Hey, let me try again. Choose to fail.
This leaf it's not moving.
Maybe, maybe you can make a beat. Like just try beating on the table a little bit.
Start going. I guess we'll start with that.
No, you know what? We probably should do that unless we got, a lot of music going. That's
Okay.
It's a packed, tavern. They're probably not gonna hear it.
It's
Were we
more noise than music at the moment.
weren't we supposed to ask Roxy something?
after her shift.
Okay.
I mean, we could ask.
Anyways.
We could ask around.
Yeah, so in general, you know that it's still like what, around 4-5 o'clock right now. People tend to stay out drinking for a while, so you get the impression that Roxy might be busy. For a bit.
Okay.
Time she comes.
You know what? I would like to learn a bit more about this. Me as a player is blanking on this, but I don't think as a character Hal would forget this because he was told this name less than 4 hours ago. The bookstore owner.
Voss.
Voss. I would like to know more about this Voss guy. Maybe we could ask around about him.
Yeah. He's a pretty prominent bookkeeper here.
She
should
is.
know about him. She. Oh, okay. Do we know like her description?
She
looks like?
is you've seen her around a couple times. She's a half elf who's always very well dressed and well kept. She has like a kind of all knowing look on her face. As it's almost like you get the impression she considers herself intellectually superior to almost anyone else in the room, and she wants you to know it. And she tends to carry herself very well, and she doesn't suffer idiots.
She's kind of smug now that I'm thinking about it.
Sounds like she wouldn't get along with any of us.
Reminded me, I probably shouldn't have drank that. I wanted to look at her bookstore.
We might be doing that another day.
We don't have
I
much
already
time.
made this. I pull out the comprehension elixir.
Does that
Perhaps
have
you
to
shouldn't be
today?
drinking anything else tonight.
This helps me read stuff that I can't.
You could,
Yeah,
And what you just drank makes you feel brave. Yes, I know.
I mean, it made me
Pass
feel a
around.
little woozy.
Um, I'm trying to do the gather information
Okay.
oh,
task.
Okay. How are you doing that?
Basically going up to the bar, or going to tables, and talking about using Calmont basically as sort of a link between like us and Voss, the sort of just like to bring them up and so we can like ask about them because like who's this mysterious bookstore owner who had this crazy assistant that set fire to the town hall? Like, tell me about them.
Okay. Roll me a secret diplomacy check.
A secret diplomacy check. So this is blind GM roll.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you walk around to the different tables and you start chatting people up, you know. You use the fire in Calmont and your adventures in Hell Knight Hill as a gateway drug of sorts to get people interested. And then you slowly inch the conversation towards Voz and who this, you know, bookseller is. Like, seems awfully suspicious that someone from the town, you know, was the one to set fire, and you know, Calmont was working for Voz. So, you know, anything juicy on Voz? A lot of the townsfolk don't seem to know too much about Voz. Voz tends to deal with high-end books and high-end items, magical items, antiques, artifacts, and such. A lot of the people, at least drinking at the tables and at the bar, well, they aren't they aren't the elites of society, so to speak. These are honest working people who don't have too much money to fling around for niceties such as books and trinkets. That being said, Voz does have a reputation in town. She has a reputation of being slightly secretive. Um, no one really knows what's going on with her all the time. But she has been in town for as long as most people remember. She's probably one of the oldest residents in town. She is a half elf, so with that comes a slightly extended life compared to other human beings, or I guess other humanoid races. So at least two generations of people have seen Voz around, and Voz has been in town through many a crisis. She has used what could be described as a secret but considerable wealth several times to help build up certain buildings that may have been destroyed, or to donate to people who may have fallen on hard times. Sometimes these donations are anonymous, but really there's only one person in town who makes anonymous donations, so everyone always knows it's her. And she does, people aren't sure if she's, you know, goody goody with the council. Like, there are a lot of people who are surprised she never tried to take a council position herself, given how long she's been in Breach Hill, and you know, given how much of a reputation she has. She's like, you know, there aren't too many people in town that everyone would know by name, and Voz is one of them. As you're chatting at the bar, Roxy does perk up and say, "Oh yeah, Voz. Believe it or not, she has popped by over here a couple times. You know, I never expected the likes of her to show up here, but she has on occasion. I guess it's maybe to get a feel for what the town is like, or you know, people here also tend to hear things that other more well-groomed places might not have heard. Or people at these other places might not have heard. There's a different sort of information pool floating around here. And Voss, she always likes her knowledge gathering, so I suspect that's why she's shown up here a couple times.
You gotta love gathering knowledge to own a bookstore, don't you?
It's part of the trade.
Where do Have you been keen on some of the things that she's been gathering recently?
Oh, I don't try to get in her way. Um, she seems like, how do I put this? I, I admire her for what she's done for this town and the stability she's given us over the many, many years she's been here, but, I don't think she's very, um, I don't think she regards me very highly.
Oh, who could not regard the owner of such a fine establishment highly?
Oh, she kind of blushes and turns away. Hal, give me a secret perception check.
Okay.
As the night, so you spend an hour sort of questioning people, and while doing this, sometimes the schmoozing requires, you know, buying people drinks and, drinking some of those drinks yourself. And you progressively get more and more drunk as your questioning session goes on. Towards the end of the hour, you feel like people are paying more attention to you than they were when you first walked in. And they paid a lot of attention to you when you first walked in.
Do I feel like I have? Do I feel like I could get everyone's attention all at once?
You do, but you aren't certain whether it would be favorable attention or not.
Okay. I'm deciding whether or not if now is a good time to start telling everyone the story of Hell Night Hill,
Everyone guidance.
of our many adventures and escapades that we have had upon said hill. But it seems like not quite the time. The time, maybe a little bit later.
You need the right stage.
You're right.
Gotta consider that.
If we could only get a stage in here. Dude, can any of you build a stage? Like really quickly, just like.
It would take a few days. It's a lot of work.
To try the tables, but I'd ask Roxy before you try anything like that.
Sometimes people get up on the bar.
Yeah, you might want to ask them first.
No, I don't think I need anything as high as a bar. I need something smaller, just a little bit of height, you know. I don't
Fair.
want to be towering over people. That's not.
Why not?
Outside area.
Maybe they'll
Outside
have.
seating.
Maybe she has a milk crate.
Soapbox.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah, that's all. That's what I wanted to do, basically, during the time that we were waiting on Roxy.
so are you like signaling to Roxy or something?
And is the bar? Is it still busy?
So an hour has progressed. It's 6 o'clock now. I would say it's actually somehow gotten busier than it was when you first walked in. Even though people don't have a place to sit, that doesn't seem to matter. People are kind of standing around tables, standing around the bar. The noise level has increased significantly.
Okay.
Are we gonna ask Roxy about the puppies?
It might take us a while, though.
Who has the puppies right now?
Guess I would have left the one I was carrying with someone at the table.
Yeah, I guess they were just under the table.
They're under
I
the
guess
table.
Sophie would be the only one who would be like actively holding on to them.
Yeah,
Because-
I have
Yeah, Kagos forgot.
Yeah, Kairos went to
I
go
don't
get the
hold.
leaf.
Anything.
all their leashes.
Okay.
I'm just like
So-
managing them.
As you were walking into town, the puppies were like excitedly looking around. It's the first time they'd actually seen anything except for the castle.
So they were like taking in the sights, and then you got to Breach Hill, and then there were so many people, and they were really excited about that. And then you came to Pickled Ear, and there were even more people. The people in Pickled Ear didn't really pay too much attention to them. They were kind of sucked into the fact that, oh, the heroes who brought in Calamont had returned. So the puppies kind of slipped under the radar. But as the night or as the evening has progressed and as the noise has been going up and up, the puppies seem to be growing a little restless right now. They're fidgeting around. One of them is kind of whining a little bit. One of them has like kind of buried its head under its paws.
Do we need to take them on a walk?
Are
Yeah,
they hungry
well,
or sleepy?
I'll try. There's a lot of people, and it's really loud. They're like climbing over me at this point, I guess.
Can we come back later when it's a little empty?
I can take them outside. You guys can stay in here in case there's any information that we need to gather or anything.
Well,
And I guess I take a plate of like what kind of food they have here.
It's not a lot of they aren't well cooked meals. It's more like finger food. There are some pieces of meat that have been like battered in bread and deep fried. There are some vegetables that have been like kind of thrown together. Vegetables is a very generous way of describing them. They're potatoes, just potatoes.
There's chicken fingers and fries.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
Um,
great. Love
so-
this place.
Sophie takes her chicken fingers and fries, but she like pulls out her rations and gets the dried meat out for the puppies, and then like tries to drag them outside like all at once.
Are you just
I'll-
dragging them, or are you trying to coax them into walking?
No, yeah, I'm trying to coax them into walking with leashes.
Could you command
I'll
an
come
animal
with
then?
you.
Okay.
Let me see what I could do to help.
Please, they're kind of
Just
a lot.
like
I won't be able to pick them up, but I think I could hold on to the leashes.
Can you hold on to leashes?
Yeah, sure.
I'm like a struggling mother.
I mean, I don't think
Let-
you can hold on to. Have you tried healing yourself? So
Well, see,
at this
that's
point,
what I want to ask. Like,
Mhm.
throughout the
Mhm.
time, as I'm like sitting there, could I like attempt to perform more like treat wounds on myself?
so it's been an hour, so I could say you could try it twice.
Okay. All right. So just constantly just rebandaging, applying more ointment,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. I don't know what really existed back in those days, but ointment.
Asking for more hot water.
Yeah.
Just spit in it.
1, 2.
Oh,
Yeah!
yeah?
What success!
finally.
Alright, let's pray for not a 1. Oh, it can't be. Lowest it can be is 2. That's good enough for me. Let's go. Not double damage. I have not selected a token. Okay.
Oh, there's no tokens here.
Oh, no. Okay, 11 HP. Let's go. They're a lot more bandaged now.
You can hold on to leashes.
I
Yeah,
can
you
hold
won't
on to
die
the
from
leashes.
you won't die from rope burn.
Yeah, let's go.
Sophie, could you command an animal to try to get these 3 wargs to follow you? And I'll let you just roll once for all 3 of them.
Okay. That's
It's a nature check.
check. Yeah. Sophie would like to remember the time that she killed the warg mother, and now she has ownership of her puppies.
I should have also done guidance on you. My bad.
Okay, is it too late for that? Or...
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It was meant to be.
Sophie, as
Mhm.
you pick up the leashes and kind of pull at them, the puppies are a little confused, but they seem to recognize that you're headed outside, and that's kind of where they want to be as well, so they follow you.
Okay, so yeah,
go.
I guess I'm being like dragged by them at this point.
Well, no,
Well,
you're
no, I'm
dragging
being
them.
dragged by them.
No,
Okay,
they're
gotcha.
really small. They're like
Oh, fine. Okay.
they're
Wait,
maybe
I
a foot, less than a
I thought
foot.
I was holding on to the leashes.
Oh, guys, we're going outside. Come on.
Yeah.
I whistle. I can't whistle in real life, but I whistle.
Okay. Yeah, you go outside. Outside, it's actually a lot quieter. The sun is starting to set a little more. It's entered its like twilight phase. Darkness is slowly starting to creep into the town. You can see lights coming on in people's houses and in other storefronts. There aren't too many people walking around outside right now, though. You know, it's kind of quiet over here.
Yeah. I guess we're standing by the wall, and like I have the puppies.
So you walked out of the
Leashes.
front entrance, so you're like on the street over here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess we're taking them for a walk. Not too
Alright.
far though. Yeah.
Just
Okay.
around the block.
Okay, you go for a walk around the block, and that's going to. So just give me a rough outline of where you want to go.
Okay. So like not too far, but oh god. So we're starting from
Yeah, pickled ear.
So maybe
Yeah, so it's
Like-
like here.
this way, I guess. Not
It's
too
like-
far.
It's like
Okay.
stop here and then double back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good spot. That's what I would do in real life.
Okay. As
Wanna
you
walk.
are like walking back around here, the puppies kind of pause, and there's a very conveniently placed bush where the puppies go and start to use the bathroom.
Ah, marking.
Mm-hmm. Uh, this entire journey or walk, I guess, it's you take your time. It's like a cool evening, you know. It's not too quiet, and the puppies are like kind of walk. They aren't walking in a straight line. They're zigzagging, and every single thing that they see is new, so they have to go and sniff it and like investigate a little
Yeah.
bit. So this lap over here takes about 30 minutes. In the meantime, what's going on inside the tavern?
I guess Kagos now finds himself alone at a table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
So he
So this
will
is happening
order-
during the information gathering.
This is post information gathering.
If it's post information gathering, then Hal is back at the table too.
Never mind.
I think, well, I think what Hal's going to say, Kagos, is, I think now is a good time to ask Roxy about the puppies,
Yeah. Probably. Well, I mean,
It's only going to
she's
get
really busy.
busier, right?
No, I think we need to wait till they close. But you wanted to tell your story later, right? It might be hard to get everyone's attention.
You're right.
Maybe if you threw this down, everybody would look at you. And I hand him a thunderstone.
Can I look around and see if someone like a bard has walked in since we first started?
Let me see that secret perception check.
Just make sure you don't throw it right beside someone. Kind
Got it.
really loud. They will look at you. Can I have another drink?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Hal,
get another
you
drink.
don't notice anything. Kagos, you go get another drink. Let's see a fortitude check.
Let's make it a double.
All right, let's see two fortitude checks.
Ooh.
Yeah, the first one you don't feel a thing. The second one, ties go to the. You don't feel a thing for the second one.
Jesus Christ.
They're still just tipsy 5 shots in.
Roxy sees you down the 5th shot, and she's like kind of watching you intently for 5 minutes after the shot, but you seem perfectly normal. You aren't walking, you aren't tripping over anything. You're walking in a straight line. Anytime someone asks you a question, you answer coherently, and Roxy just shakes her head and is like, "Goblins, huh? You're a different breed, aren't you? You know what?
Drink a lot.
When this is all said and done, we should grab drinks together. You're gonna be a fun one to hang out with, I can tell."
I mean, maybe not tonight. Maybe another night. I've never
Well,
really
you
been
know where to
drunk
find me.
before. It's kind of weird. I mean, I'm not drunk, but like, kind of weird.
Ah, I know what you mean. Soak that feeling in.
Okay. I guess we got your attention. Maybe you could ask now.
Ask me what?
Do you wave over to do you wave Hal over? Because Hal
yeah.
stayed at the table. Alright. Hal will come over. And, hey, Roxy, if you got it, I've heard you're partial to dogs.
Oh, I love dogs. They're the best, aren't they?
They are. They're adorable. You know, I don't know if you noticed, but as we walked in and as we sat down, there were a few dogs that we had with us.
Yeah, I did notice. I wasn't gonna say anything. I didn't want to draw attention to them because other people might be a little skittish. But they, I don't like to intrude on how people treat their pets, but I feel like those 3 could do with a bath and maybe a little bit of grooming. They looked also very malnourished. They could use a little food.
We found them and they were orphaned, so
Yeah.
we just found them. They
We
weren't nice.
found on the way back from Hell Night Hill, we came across this horrific sight of I don't even know what could have done this, but there were just parts everywhere. I don't want to describe it very much, but in the back of this little cave, this little den that we came across, there they were, just the 3 of them, just huddling together, shivering in the cold, and just there, just skin and bone. So, you know us, heroes through and through, hearts of gold. We had to take them with us and had to take them in, but we don't know how to care for them.
Hal, give me deception.
Yeah, we came here to see if you would,
Ooh.
take care of them.
Oh, those poor
For a little
things. I can't even begin to imagine how long they must have been outside, all on their own. I'm amazed like another bigger animal didn't come and snap them up. They were really lucky that you stumbled on them. I mean, honestly, without parents, without like someone to care for them, I can't imagine they would survive too long in the wild. What they need is a nice. Are you planning to keep them or to just release them later?
I mean, I was hoping to keep them because once you save an animal from a situation like that, you form a bond. It's
Yeah, I know
something
what you
special.
mean. Mm-hmm.
But I just, we're going to be very busy with hero work and adventuring. We can't be dragging these puppies, these poor
Oh.
puppies with us everywhere we go. We need someone who we can trust to take care of them and to make sure to give them lots of love.
Oh, has the town given you another task to look into?
Not quite yet, but it's in the works. And well, a hero's work is never done.
We did stumble upon some stuff we probably should deal with, but The town
Oh?
hasn't given us anything.
Do tell. I sense some very juicy gossip here, and mum's the word. You know, no one will ever hear this from me, but this does sound very interesting.
How? I don't know what to tell him.
Whoa. No, don't worry about it. I got this. It's nothing big, but you didn't hear this from me, but apparently there was, you know how the goblins, the Bumblebrashers, were squatting at the Citadel. Well, apparently someone else Bumblebrashed into them, and
Oh.
we got, yeah, that's something that we have to look into. Make sure they're not going to cause any extra harm. But we decided that it was best to come back here first, get the town's take on this, and then head out and see if we can get those Bumblebrashers their hope back.
So there's someone else staying at Hell Knight Hill right now. Is what I'm hearing.
Currently, yeah.
Do you know who they are?
It's non-friendly folk. I don't wanna spread any rumors, you know.
Of course, of course. But do you know if they're like, well, Hell Knight Hill is awfully close to Breach Hill, and if they're like the violent sort, and it seems that they are from what you've told me, it is a little worrying that they're this close to us.
Oh, they're close, but they're not a very big group. It's just, even though we're heroes, the four of us just decided, you know what, we're going to come back at this another time. But if they decide to come here, us with the town guard, you're perfectly safe. You would sleep right through anything. You wouldn't even hear it.
Yes, the gates will hold strong. It is the reason we have walls, I guess. Okay. Well, look, I can't make any promises. You know, I already have so much going on. And as much as I would love more dogs, I wouldn't have the time to take care of 3 puppies. Puppies require a lot of attention.
Yes, I do.
But given that you're new to town, and I'm guessing you don't have a place to stay. You don't have a place to stay, do you?
We were just playing on one of the inns, but
Well.
nothing's.
How about this? How about we cut a deal, you and I? If you promise to come back to the Pickled Ear at some point in the future, maybe in a couple days, and entertain the crowd here with stories of your adventures over in Hell Knight Hill. You could let the puppies stay in my cellar for a little bit of time while you get your stuff figured out and you find a more permanent place for them.
If you wanted more,
As if I
entertainment-
needed more of a reason to come back to this place. And I wink at her.
If you wanted more entertainment, maybe. I've heard about drinking contests, but I've never been in one. I feel like
Oh.
I'd do pretty good.
You're a devious sort, aren't you? I
You
mean,
know, I'm just experiencing a lot of new stuff recently. I thought I'd go all out.
sounds like we have a deal then.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you now have a place to keep the puppies if you would like,
Awesome.
but it's only temporary.
We should, they've been outside for a really long time. We should probably check on them.
Well, they've been outside for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, they have been outside. This whole conversation has taken about 30 minutes, I'll say, and the two of you walk back into the bar with 3 puppies in tow.
Oh I can't believe how many lampposts are out there, and how many bushes, and people leave out garbage sometimes. Like not a
It's-
lot of garbage.
It's as if they wanted to mark everything. I don't get it.
Right? I could never keep a dog, much less 3.
Maybe
Fine.
one
Good news
would be
then.
great.
Just one. Oh,
Good news. If you don't want to keep the dogs, we can leave them here.
Yeah, we've arranged with Roxy to. She's going to
Ah.
take care of them temporarily for the next couple
Perfect.
of days at least.
that's great. Did she say if she had any food for them, or should we leave any food out?
She didn't mention that, but that's something we'll get around to once we. I'll leave some food with them. You know.
Yeah. If anything,
I noticed.
some
Yeah.
gold.
And Hal's just got to tell his story.
Yeah, just gotta come back here and I can. Hey, not only do I get to, I was invited to tell. Oh, this is going to be great.
Also, everyone,
ask if-
for each drink you've consumed, reduce 1 copper piece from your inventory. Kagos, for each shot counts as a drink.
So, how many drinks did I have while information gathering?
You had. You honestly don't remember. But for money's sake, you can say you consumed about 5 additional gold pieces. Not gold pieces,
Gold
copper
pieces.
pieces. Copper pieces. Copper pieces.
It's like,
Okay.
how drunk is Hal?
Yeah, I have a weak fortitude.
So Hal, you automatically failed, like a bunch of fortitude
Oh.
checks, by the way. So you're pretty
Got it.
wasted.
Got it. And when I bought rounds for tables, should I just call it a silver and just call it a day?
Sure. Like you bought rounds, other people bought you rounds, so it kind of evens out. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you can leave it at the 5 copper pieces for now.
5 copper pieces.
Drinks
Okay.
here aren't very expensive.
Got it.
Okay, so now that the puppies are back, Roxy sees them. She does say though, I mean, they should be a little clean before I let them in the cellar. I do keep my food and my drinks there, so.
Oh,
You're right.
Right.
You're completely right. Well, we should go wash them.
Is there any place to clean them up?
You can just go out back, and take this bucket with you.
Before we got him dirty, what color was their fur?
It was a grayish color
Okay.
with specks of black.
Before we,
Mhm.
maybe we should make them brown or something. You know how wolves are gray, but then dogs can be other colors.
Do you know how to do that?
You have
Um,
any dyes?
I mean, we could check around. I mean, there's all the clothing stuff, and there's the general store. Is there
It's now close to 8 o'clock. Most stores are going to be closed.
mm.
Oh, dang.
Are there any? What kind of trees are in the woods down there?
Down where? Oh, towards the south?
Kind of asking Sophie, but
Oh,
Sophie
okay.
wouldn't know. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
It's there. There are a few oak trees, and then a couple
Are there any
other.
walnut trees? Oaks and walnuts grow in the same places.
Walnuts. Do walnuts exist?
Oh, in Pathfinder? Shit.
Yeah.
That makes it so much harder.
Uh,
I was gonna say that the tree.
Yeah,
is
sure, there
good.
are a couple
I have an
walnut
oak
trees.
and a walnut in my background.
Walnuts do exist in Galarian, so yes, there are a few walnut trees.
Okay,
Okay,
I can make
yeah.
some dye. I mean, it won't be perfect, but if you take walnuts,
Okay, we gotta do this real quick.
we need to collect a lot of walnuts.
How
You know what?
how much? How much?
How about they're just gray puppies? They're just gray puppies.
Oops.
Okay.
Do like Malamutes exist?
Uh,
How are the dogs come?
In this world.
If
Um,
anything, we could try trimming the dog to make it look different.
For
So-
puppies, you probably need like a bucket of walnuts.
dogs in Galarian haven't. We aren't at peak domestication and breeding yet, you know? A lot of
Okay.
dogs just tend to be stray dogs. Like, and pets are normally like you take a stray dog and you give them a little bit of love and they don't bite your hand off.
Surely there's some gray puppies in the world.
Gray,
Yeah.
like wolf hybrid types. Yeah, okay.
There
Yeah,
might
we
be.
Can do it. We can do it.
Yeah. We'll have to trim their fur a little bit too.
Yeah, let's.
How would you do that?
Roxy,
And with
do you
the
have-
dagger.
Do you have a pair of scissors we could borrow? Their hair is getting a bit messy.
Um,
I gotta hold on. What's in a repair kit?
And you could not cut hair with a dagger.
no, you couldn't, which is why I'm a little curious.
It's a little difficult.
You can cut long hair with a dagger.
You can shave with a dagger, but cutting hair is.
Like trimming,
Oh.
like.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Suturing tools.
Yeah. What? Shouldn't that?
Should the healer's kit should have some like scissors or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, like small. They should have like small medical grade scissors, I'd imagine.
Oh,
Well,
it's got suturing tools, so you gotta be able to cut the string,
Mm-hmm.
which you could do with the dagger, but close to the skin. So there should be some kind of scissor.
Yeah, if your kits don't have scissors, Roxy doesn't have any scissors on her.
Oh dang. Okay.
But, so the healer's tools have no scissors.
So the healer's kit, the description is this collection of bandages and herbs provides a.
And
So it's.
suturing kit tools is bandages, herbs, and suturing tools. It was the suturing tools.
Suturing tools.
I mean, it's like stitches, stuff for stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking them up. I'll look it up, like one of the scissors is a pair of scissors.
These are modern suturing kits, though. Like the
Well, I was
the.
just thinking, a first aid kit usually has scissors.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the quote unquote Middle Ages here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I don't think scissors are going to be
I
very
really wanna
very
have
common.
scissors in all of my crafting stuff. I don't actually have crafting tools. I
Mm-mm.
need to craft.
Also, if you have tiny scissors, how long do you think it would take to groom 3 puppies, huh? Like
Yeah.
we're talking about
Tipsy.
Wild tipsy, right?
everyone is tipsy.
I've never done this before.
I.
So
Also
while
really-
everyone is contemplating how they're going to trim the dog's hair, there's this poor serving person just standing there with a bucket that's way too heavy for her, like a bucket full of water. She's just like waiting there for someone to take it.
Oh,
Wait, she's. We never.
Like everyone has just been so consumed on this quest for scissors that she doesn't know what to do. She's just standing
Oh.
there.
thought,
You can
I
put that
thought we
down.
were just.
You can put
I
it
thought
down
we
for
were
now.
already out back with
Nope.
the
Yeah, I
bucket.
thought we were going out to like the creek.
I'll take that. I'll take that. You don't have to worry about it.
You should have said something.
She nodded and just runs away.
Okay,
Aw.
grab the bucket.
Maybe we.
Is this the
should've-
same one who tried to treat
Same
I'll
one.
chase after- I'll
Mm-hmm.
chase
Same
after.
one.
Kagos is gonna chase after.
Okay.
No,
Holding out a coin, copper piece.
Oh.
Here,
You start to run after her, but another one of the bartenders grabs your arm and kind of like pushes it back to you and says, "Hold on there. I've seen you've had a few to drink, and we aren't that kind of establishment. I just want to let you know."
She was just. I felt bad because she was just standing there with the water. I thought I would just give her a little.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's it.
I just figured you should
don't
know,
want-
but you should
I mean,
hand
I'm
back
not,
to your friends
I'm
right
not
now.
drunk yet. I'm still okay.
He's not
I mean, I drank a
buying it.
lot.
He's not buying it.
Except
Agos, where did you go? You just ran off.
I was trying to give her a tip.
chase after her. She sees
Yeah,
you. That
um,
wasn't the best move.
I'll give it to. Okay, I'll go find Rock. I'll give it to Roxy. I'll go find
No,
Roxy.
we can do it later. Don't worry. All right.
Let's watch these puppies.
Okay, completely.
I'll,
All right.
I'll make them mad. I'll harass the staff. You sure?
I mean, people have just seen you down 5 shots.
You guys.
Let's go to the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go out back. It's quite quiet right now. There isn't much going on. You do see a spot where it looks like the picklier like washes its clots and like other rags and things like that. It's a little wet. It's got a small like muddy pond where so like you basically wash your stuff somewhere and then drain the water into the pond, and you don't want it to go like flowing everywhere. So that's the basic setup. There's no one around you. What do you do?
I guess we find like non-muddy surface to like put them on, and then like we set the bucket down, and then I guess we have like cloth.
We
can
have
use
soap.
soap. We have soap.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We can use the
Yeah.
soap. and a damp,
Who
like,
is
bit of cloth.
washing the puppies?
Al is washing one of them.
I
So-
should avoid
Oh.
doing that with my hands.
No.
Alright, so Kagos will wash one and.
So you're all washing them at the same time?
Figure why not?
Okay. I'm going to need 3 nature rolls then.
Oh, that would be why not, huh?
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Kagos and Hal. Yeah, you're washing these puppies and they're loving it. Yeah, you're like giving them a really nice, deep clean. You're rubbing the soap in behind their ears, and then you're taking a wet cloth and wiping them down real good, and they're just loving the attention. Sophie, your puppy is just not having it. It doesn't like the water. And then the minute you brought the soap near it, it took one sniff, and it just, every time you try to bring the soap near it after that, it kind of like snips at you a little bit.
Oh.
But
You gotta distract him with one hand and then wash with the other.
You scratch a little bit behind their ear, and that's when you rub along their back with the soap.
Usually I'm killing animals. Okay, yeah, I
as you say that, Nyx kind of looks at you quizzically.
You've seen me kill animals. You know what's up.
You ever
So,
given Nyx a bath?
I don't
Bat.
think bats like
Nope.
bats.
They don't,
I mean,
they kind of stink, and you just kind of deal with it. It's like goop. Remember goop goop?
yeah. How long are we gonna be in town for, by the way?
I think everything is closed. I don't think we can stay much longer, unless we plan on staying the night.
No, that's not long enough anyhow. I kind of miss Goop Goop.
Okay,
Oh.
but you do manage to successfully clean these 3 warg puppies.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, now what are you doing?
Is there like scrap cloth around here that I could use to make like a makeshift bed for them?
Ooh.
I mean, there are cloths that are like that have been hung out to dry, but you don't know whether it's scrap or not.
I think this is a question for Roxy.
You know, I think we're just going to be staying the night. I think we're staying the night in town, so I can leave on my bedroll.
I have a chain shirt. Would that be comfortable?
No.
I do have that.
I'm just gonna say
I
no.
wanna sleep on metal.
I'll just leave. We can leave them with my bedroll. We can stay in it or something.
Okay.
And you know, I don't like. They'll be indoors. I think they can kind of just lay on the ground too.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean,
Oh.
Now
I don't
that
know a
the
lot about dogs, but a lot of times they just lay down on the ground.
now that we have cleaned the puppies, do they look more dog-like or more wolf-like?
Now that the mud is no longer obscuring their features as much, dogs generally tend to have softer faces. These puppies definitely look more aggressive than what a puppy should look like.
I think we might have to come clean that they're not dogs.
I mean, we could say they're wolves, but they're really well behaved. Well, for the most part, they're really well behaved.
Well, wolf puppies aren't really dangerous.
If we show that they can stay somewhere without causing trouble, then I'm sure she'll take them in.
I mean, other.
Well, she
I don't-
said she's really busy. She can't take on the puppies forever. It's just for a few nights.
Hey,
Well, let's just remember to try to look out, see if there's a potential owner. No good.
Yeah.
With trying to do it now.
Yeah.
All right.
About
Let's.
the coming clean. I mean, what if she finds out they're wolves later and she doesn't want them around?
You know, she's accepted it that they're puppies. If she asks about it, then let me do the talking. But for right now, just don't bring it up.
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so you guys just walk in with 3 puppies.
Yeah. Walk in, head straight to the cellar.
As the 3 of you try to make your way to the cellar, the person at the bar stops you and says, "Ho, hold on there. Roxy said that you might be dropping your pets off for the night, which is all fine and all good. But I'd ask that only one of you come down. We don't want you getting in the way of all of us trying to like fetch things from there. So."
Right. Of course.
Al,
I think Hal, you
Yeah.
have the best rapport
Yeah.
with her.
Sure. I got
already
it.
carrying them.
Okay. Hal, you head down to the cellar. This cellar it's honestly kind of spacious. It's got a lot of different beers and ales and casks of things kind of neatly stacked off on the walls and the shelves. You also notice that there are a lot of pickles, like
an obscene number of pickles. And you now realize, you put two and two together, and you figured out why this is called a pickle ear. Because there are pickled cucumbers, and pickled artichokes, and pickled carrots, and pickled olives, and pickled broccoli, and pickled cauliflower, and pickled things that you honestly don't even recognize. But yeah, there are pickles everywhere.
You avoided the pickles.
Mm-hmm. um, but you look around and you see that towards the back there's this corner that's a little dustier, but looks relatively quiet because if it's dusty, that means there aren't a lot of people going there. Behind a couple of the casks is an empty spot. If you would like to plop them down over there.
Yeah. Plow them down there. Well, I would first like to like sort of set the bedroll up
Mhm.
at so that they've got like a little bed sleeping space. Plop them there. And I guess I would also try to use my I would take my dueling cape off and try to use that to like bundle them together as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of like how they were um back at Hell Knight Hill.
Okay. So yeah, you bundle them up real good.
Yeah. I guess I'll
Um,
no cape for right now.
okay, you bundle them up and you put them down, and as you start to walk away, they kind of whine a little bit. They seem a little sad.
I'll try to explain to them I'll be back. Don't worry, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Don't worry.
Okay.
I won't be
a-
long.
And as you make your tearful exit and emerge from the cellars and rejoin the party, that's where we'll call it tonight. Let's see what kind of shenanigans we get up to next week.